on this episode.
The stages are so demanding and so tight, temperatures and everything get very, very hot.
Coming from a win, it gives me a bit of extra confidence.
Just trekking through the forest, trying to find a piece of road that we think is cool. It's really been neat.
2+. No power steering, so feeling pretty dead now. We just got to go in there, get into a good rhythm early on.
And then all of a sudden it stopped, nothing happened.
Championship's a big picture, so we're all very, very close.
Just do what you need to do.
This is Launch Control. In the motorsports world, rally stands apart. Teams race one at a time, against the elements. Then times are compared. The clock tells the story, not road position. This changes the dynamic between competitors. Out of the car, it's laughs and camaraderie, but behind the wheel, it's all business. After the Friday night barbecue and park expose, the morning stages at Idaho Rally International are where it gets serious.
Well, obviously, the championships are a big picture. You know, Barry's right in there as well because he's had a win as well. So we're all very, very close when it comes to drop scores and things. So we're first on the road today. So we just got to go in there, get into a good rhythm early on, and see what happens.
It's very different roads, new challenge for me. So again, so it's for sure be a tough event. But coming from a win, it gives me a bit of extra confidence, and I think also my pace notes are very good here. So hopefully it could be a good event.
For the defending champion David Higgins, it's a critical moment in the season. For the rising star Oliver Solberg, it's another opening. The championship pressure is building. Higgins and Craig Drew lead the way into the stages.
Right, let's get on it again now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Go right over 50, left 4. Then left 4 minus hold. And right 2+. And left 2 long, and left 1 hold at the tree, tightens back.
It's a tight, technical rally that rewards precision, and they've only run here once before. For the young Solberg, the opportunity to best his veteran teammate again is exciting. The young star is supposed to be learning from the champions, yet he's finished in front at both events where they've faced off. Another win would make him a serious championship contender. But those hopes are dashed mere moments after the start.
Keep on the side.
The car rolls to a stop with a loss of power. And then the car cuts out completely. Oliver's hopes for the weekend take a nosedive. Higgins and Drew are pushing hard, unaware that their biggest threat is sidelined.
Narrow, ditch 8, left 3 touch 1+, narrow, ditch 8.
It's a hot day, and the slower stages reduce the airflow into the car. The high temperatures cause the car to go into safe mode. David's experience helps him troubleshoot the issues on the fly, and he finishes the morning stages in transit mode to save the car. At service, the team receives word of Oliver's struggles and David's issues.
Unfortunately, halfway into the stage, the car got very hot and shut into safe mode, so we had to sort of limp through the stage. And thankfully, our time was still pretty competitive in there, so I think we're still sort of sitting with about a 30-second lead now. So it looks better on paper than what it did in the car.
After some anxious waiting, Solberg arrives back at service.
I drove and then all of a sudden it stopped. Nothing happened on the front. So I had to restart everything. And unfortunately, the throttle stopped working after one case on the first stage. So we just had to stop and restart everything and then go again. And for me to win the championship now can't happen. It's how it is. Motorsport is motorsport.
Mechanical issues are a constant threat in rally. The elements are rough, and the machinery takes a beating. But this team has a proven track record of providing top-level rally cars that win championships. To have both cars suffering is unusual. As the team regroups for another challenging leg of stages, it's the latest team member's turn to learn about the other half.
A couple weeks ago, I got the chance to go to Dirtfish Rally School. It really opened my eyes to the little idiosyncrasies of rally and what makes rally such a special motorsports. And now we're out here in Idaho, about to witness the first rally. Just trekking through the forest, trying to find a piece of road that we think is cool to check the cars out as they go by. It's really been neat.
I won this rally, so it's mixed feelings being here, watching the cars going by, but it's cool to show Scott, what rally is all about, and but to be honest, I'd rather be in the car.
This is a new experience for Subaru star rallycross driver Scott Speed. From Formula One to NASCAR to rallycross, Scott has built his career on racetracks. Taking to the dirt is a perfect opportunity to learn about the sport that built this team into a powerhouse.
Left over 50.
And while they've found recent success in rallycross, this Vermont-based team has dominated the rally stages in America for decades. So when you join this team, you learn to rally with Travis Pastrana.
We're here at Dirtfish, and I'm starting day one of my proper stage rally training.
You look good in blue. Thanks, man. How you been? Dude, great. This is like the most fun ever.
To go do like something like an actual rally stage must be so different because there's nothing that surprises me on a race weekend, really. It's never a surprise, but like in a rally, like every corner is a surprise.
For me, you have to be a good driver, and you have to be able to always never panic and hold a tire off the side of the cliff and still be able to listen to your co-driver, and hopefully you have the bond that he's not stopped and already braked. Yeah. For whatever is coming or not coming. But with good notes, you can be just a little not quite as good if you're willing to take those chances and take those calculated risks.
But I've enjoyed very much like going into a sport like rallycross or NASCAR, and maybe not being the absolute best, but learning from ground zero. I've enjoyed the process though, of learning, and I really hope that I can do the same in rally. I at least want to experience it, just to know.
Having learned a few basics, it's now time to see the champs do it in person. But after Solberg struggles, it's Higgins' turn to face adversity.
Right 2 plus long. Right 2 plus long. Open slightly, what's the matter? Steering. Then leftish.
David's power steering has failed, and on these tight stages, it's a nightmare. David attempts to restart in the stage. Frustration mounting.
What is that? Same throttle problem or what?
David fights hard to continue. He doesn't want to lose out on valuable championship points.
Turn right 2 narrows. 45 now, turn right 2 narrows. It will get twisty now, okay? Just try and just do what you can. Right 3 keeps tight in, left 3 minus. And right 2 minus. Short right 4 minus, 30. Brake in, right 2 minus, tightens it to left 1 wrong.
But behind them, Oliver is charging with nothing to lose. Past Patrick and Scott, they're up to speed, but it's only a brief respite, and their problems return. They don't finish the leg and are left stranded stage side.
Braking right to left 2 plus long. Braking right to left 2 plus long.
Back with Higgins and Drew. They've run miles of hard-fought stages without power steering.
No, it's fine. Left 5, 70. Surprisingly little you lose, really. Right 2 plus, left 5, 70.
It's exhausting. But David's fight is relentless.
Up a gear. Short right 6. 70, left 5 plus 8 times 5 minus long hug. I can do gears if you want. Left 5.
Craig does whatever he can to make things easier. teamwork at its best.
Right 6, tell me when to go up. Right 6, 70, or right 6 in, 100, flat left.
They get to the end. For better or worse, they are still in the fight.
We'll have 5 minutes here if you need to rest.
The power steering belt jammed in the pulley, so we had no power steering at all. So we've literally done 2 of the twistiest stages you'll ever do in your life with no power steering. So feeling pretty dead now. Yeah, I'm not sure where that leaves us now because Barry didn't come in after the last stage, and I think Oliver has also stopped in the last stage. So obviously there's very poor radio contact or phone service around here, so we don't really know what's happened to either of them. So I'm guessing that will probably put someone like SEEHORN with quite a comfortable lead now. We're going to have a big push to try and get some time back.
It's fun to see rally and experience those parts of it because it makes me appreciate more and understand a bit more what happens.
Rally is sometimes about being fastest or being the most resilient, but it always involves a level of trust.
The thing I've been excited for so long is to experience actual rally. But rally is very different.
Rally is very different. There's another element to it, and that involves some other guy sat right there with you.
Yes, and it's so fascinating to me.
For Scott, who's getting his first taste, learning pace notes might be the most foreign part of the sport.
Someone like yourself coming from a circuit race background where you've had to go to a new track, you've had to learn something very quickly and go and do it, perhaps memorizing it from your game historically is what you want to be doing first lap. You need to know. But with rally, it's almost a bad idea to have some of it memorized and some of it not, because you're questioning yourself then.
70. So it's better to build a better note system than try to memorize what you're going to go do.
A lot of it is just keeping your ears open.
How was that? I think you got most of it.
I feel really excited about it actually.
Yeah.
By morning, one thing has become clear. The Subaru team is facing its most difficult outing at a rally in a long time. Both cars have experienced their share of struggle, and they're lucky to still have a car in the hunt for the podium.
Obviously now we're just trying to look after the car as much as we can and keep it clean and just try and have a trouble-free day, but we just can't afford to have any more issues really.
New day, new opportunities. Yesterday was not the day we were hoping for, but we still kept our heads positive, and we're just going to have fun today and then try to learn as much as possible from these very difficult roads.
At the end of the day, it's all about all the experience around it that you have to learn. So Oliver is 17 and David is 48, you know, and it's also good to learn a little bit from him.
Amazingly, Higgins and Drew sit only 3 spots back from the race leader. With a little luck and fast driving, a win could still be within reach.
And right 3 minus of a crest, 30. Right 3 long, then flowing right 4 over crest into left 2 minus. And right 2 minus tightens.
Beyond David's speed, his single biggest asset is his ability to balance pace versus preservation. He's on a charge. Behind them, the young Solberg isn't in the same position. 20 minutes back, all he can do is drive to learn. Every stage mile adds to his knowledge bank. Mile by mile, he builds his experience and becomes more prepared for the next rally. So now the question is, what can the race leader do? Jeff SEEHORN is a skilled privateer and defending champion in the limited 4-wheel drive class. But now he's at the sharp end of the field. He knows David's abilities and the threat that poses. Higgins and Drew have their sights set.
Right 2 minus hold, left 2 minus. Then entry, left 2 minus. And right 1 plus back. Entry left 2 minus, okay, right 1 plus back. 20. Braking right 3 minus into hairpin left 1.
The gap is shrinking. They're into second place. And before the leg is done, they've managed to climb back to the top.
60, right 5 minus, tighten short, left 4. Okay.
very, very careful morning, just not trying to push it hard at all, just trying to sort of do enough to try and catch Jeff, which we've done now. We've got into the lead of the rally, but we're just trying to go at a pace where we can go quick enough to race him, but not worry about doing anything else and stressing the car too much.
It was a very good morning, Luke. I was very happy with my times. You know, car works perfectly today, so we will just have fun and yeah, just come to the finish basically.
Remember, no risk.
With Higgins back in the lead, the team hopes their mechanical woes are behind them. If they can walk away with an event win, considering how it all started, it'll be a relief.
So just do what you need to do.
Solberg and Giraudet may not be in the running for a podium, but they've still managed an incredible surge.
2 right minus tightens, caution 30.
After being down in 14th, the number 70 Subaru is back to 9th overall. A top 10 finish after a dismal day 1 is experience this young driver can build on. Back with the leaders, it's a matter of ticking down the miles and ensuring the finish. That's when David senses the same mechanical issue that happened the day before. He quickly looks down to put the car into transit mode. But the distraction cost them.
Oh, you're kidding me.
We're done, mate.
They are high-centered just off the outside of a corner.
Did you get all of it to try and tow us out?
Oliver arrives on the scene and knows his duty as a teammate.
Double tightens narrow. Into 1 left open.
We have this stop, we drive help them.
And now if the guy is coming and the...
Yeah, he will hit us, you know.
We will never do that. We are going to burn our clutch.
It doesn't work, and he must move on.
Fantastic. 1 left open, keep right of our friend.
I don't believe it!
Oliver brings the car home without a result, but with a wealth of new experience.
Thank you for a good race.
Thank you.
I think we would have done very well if we got the chance.
David and Craig managed to get out, but the damage is done. They settle for 8th.
I can't believe it.
The last time this team sent 2 cars to a rally and came up empty was 2009, 10 years ago.
Really disappointed because we obviously got into the lead. On the last one again, the overheating problem came back and went into a corner and tried to pull away from it, but just had no power to pull through, and the car just on the sand thing just got beached, and disaster really.
The team hardly knows how to react. For Higgins, the chance to take an important win over his teammate is lost. For Solberg, it was over before it began.
It's not the event I hoped for, but today I had a lot of fun, you know. The stages are great, and with the attack and the Sunday I can take with me, you know, it's a good day.
Anything can happen. A lot of the top contenders had mechanical issues or they had offs, so David had both, and we capitalized on that this weekend and we persevered.
The factory team leaves empty-handed with 1 month to fix the issues and return to form. Next time on Launch Control.
Come on, come on, come on.
After an important first win to start the America's Rallycross Championship season, Subaru looks to prove it wasn't a fluke.
Things go bad, you gotta keep your head on, you gotta drive smart.
But the doubleheader format proves to be a handful.
You can't get too comfortable.
There's so many points going out this weekend, so hopefully we will climb a few spots on the leaderboard.
I mean, in Mid-Ohio, we were the fastest car there. We're not here, and now you just gotta go out there and battle.
We've been as quick as anyone, if not quicker, but had bad grid spots every day.